You feel like the world is crushing you right now, don't you? You feel like you are suffocating under the weight of 1,000 pounds of pressure, staring at a dead end, completely paralyzed and waiting for a miracle to come down and save you. Good. That is exactly where you need to be right now. Stop looking around for an exit. Stop begging for an easy life, and stop praying for a smooth, storm-free path, because that is the grand delusion of the weak. Listen to me very carefully. Life is not supposed to be easy, and strength is not something you stumble into by accident. Strength does not arrive like a miracle. It appears like a structure that is built slowly and intentionally, decision by decision, habit by habit, day by day. Right now, you are complaining that the universe is treating you unfairly. You are telling yourself a story that the pain you feel is a punishment, that the obstacles in front of you are a curse designed to destroy you. You must rewrite that internal story immediately. Reframe your mind. The pain is not a punishment. The pain is a training ground. These hardships did not come into your life to destroy you. They came to strip away the weaknesses you have been desperately trying to hide. They came to burn off the fragile ego and the excuses you have been clinging to. When you pray for comfort, you are negotiating with your own weakness. You are begging to remain a fragile piece of glass when the universe is trying to forge you into an unbreakable weapon. You measure your worth by the opinions of people who cannot see your future, and you let the noise of the outside world dictate your inner reality. But things outside of you cannot touch your soul. They have no access to your mind unless you hand over the keys. The events happening around you right now, no matter how chaotic, are completely indifferent. It is only your judgment about them that makes you feel crushed. Erase that representation. Suppress the thought that you have been harmed, and the harm itself disappears. You have spent years walking around with your head down, shoulders slumped, acting as if you are asking the world for permission to exist. That ends today. You are not less than anyone else. You are built for greatness, but greatness demands a price that most people refuse to pay. It demands that you stop playing the victim. It demands that you look at the 1,000-pound weight on your shoulders not as a burden, but as the exact resistance you need to grow stronger. The fire does not destroy the iron, it purifies it. The struggle you are facing is the anvil. Are you going to shatter like cheap glass? Or are you going to let the hammer strikes forge you into something that cannot be broken? Act as if you are the best, not out of arrogance, but out of a deliberate choice to step into your ultimate potential. Accept the struggle, embrace the fire, stand up, silence the noise in your head, and take absolute ownership of this exact moment. Listen to the greatest lie you have been sold since you were young. You look at the people standing at the top, the ones who command respect and dictate their own lives, and you whisper to yourself that they were born that way. You tell yourself they have some genetic advantage, some magical gift, some lucky break that you never received. That is a lie designed to protect your fragile ego. Strength is not something you stumble into by accident. Confidence is not a lottery ticket. It is a structure built deliberately, decision by decision, habit by habit, day by relentless day. The greatest poison in the modern world is the victim mentality. When you point your finger at the economy, at your upbringing, at your lack of resources, you are drinking poison and expecting the world to die. Every time you make an excuse, you are negotiating with your own weakness. Every excuse you manufacture slowly eats away at the core of your identity. You cannot act like the best while thinking like the weakest version of yourself. Outcomes do not create identity. Identity creates outcomes. If your identity is tied to past failures, past embarrassments, or the labels you accepted years ago, every step forward will feel like dragging a 100-pound chain. Your mind will keep pulling you back toward the familiar version of yourself that feels safe but small. You must execute the victim inside of you today. Kill the narrative that says you are not talented enough, not disciplined enough, or not ready yet. Readiness is built through action, not waiting. You have a choice right here in this exact moment. You can continue to play the role of the shattered piece of glass, complaining about the hammer that struck you, or you can choose to be the raw iron that demands to be thrown into the fire. The fire does not care about your feelings. The fire only knows how to forge weapons. When you wake up in the morning and immediately reach for your phone, you are handing control of your attention to the outside world. You are surrendering your mind before the battle has even begun. The strongest individuals do not negotiate with their mornings. They claim them. They protect them. They use them to place themselves into leadership over their own mind. You must stop waiting for a savior. You must become the standard that everyone else chases. If your standards are low, your actions will quietly drift downward into mediocrity. If your standards are high, your decisions automatically rise to meet them. Refuse to shrink. Refuse to accommodate weak habits. Stop explaining your situation through excuses, because as long as you do, your power remains limited. Excuses feel safe because they allow you to believe that circumstances control your life. You must take absolute ownership. You cannot control every circumstance, but you are always responsible for how you respond to it. Do not wait for perfect conditions to begin improving yourself. Demand everything from yourself right now. You have stopped making excuses, but that is only the beginning. It is not enough to merely tolerate the heavy burdens of your life. Toleration is a passive state. It is the mindset of a victim who has simply stopped complaining aloud, but still secretly wishes that things were different. You must move beyond toleration. You must practice the supreme alchemy of the human mind. You must learn to love exactly what happens to you. The ancient philosophers called this loving your fate. You look at the massive obstacle standing in your path, the failure that just devastated your plans, the unexpected tragedy that broke your comfort, and you do not just accept it, you embrace it. You look at the obstacle and you declare with absolute certainty that this is exactly what you needed. The obstacle in the path becomes the path itself. You must understand the profound difference between a weak spirit and an unbreakable identity. Imagine a tiny, flickering candle. When you throw a heavy pile of debris onto that small flame, the flame is immediately extinguished. The small fire dies under the weight of the resistance. But what happens when you throw that exact same pile of debris into a roaring, massive bonfire? The fire does not go out. The fire completely consumes the debris. It assimilates the obstacle. It uses the very thing that was meant to destroy it as fuel, and it burns even brighter, even hotter, and even more fiercely than before. You must become that massive fire. When the universe throws pain, rejection, and 1,000-pound hardships at you, you do not shrink. You consume them. You turn the pain into extreme endurance. You turn the rejection into unshakable self-reliance. You turn the hardship into the exact fuel you need to build your ultimate identity. The fire does not care what material you throw into it. It only knows how to burn and grow larger. You must not care what circumstances the outside world throws at you. You must only know how to grow stronger from them. Do not pray for the heavy weight to be lifted off your shoulders. Pray for a stronger back. Do not wish for the storm to pass. Become the kind of structure that the storm cannot shake. Every time you face a massive setback, your mind will try to convince you that you are unlucky. Your internal dialogue will whisper that life is unfair. Interrupt that thought immediately. Replace it with the absolute conviction that you are incredibly fortunate, because you have just been given the perfect training ground to forge your character. The universe is not punishing you. It is providing you with the exact resistance required to build a mind that cannot be broken. If your path is entirely easy, you are heading in the wrong direction. Greatness requires extreme friction. Therefore, you must stop running away from the struggle. You must run directly toward it. Demand the struggle. Welcome the fire. Use absolutely everything that happens to you as raw material to forge your unbreakable weapon. You have welcomed the fire, but now you must endure the forging process. This process requires absolute mastery over 3 disciplines that will forge you into an unbreakable weapon. The first discipline is to silence the noise. You cannot build a powerful life while your mind is constantly reacting to every single signal around you. Your attention is the most valuable currency you possess. Where your attention goes, your thoughts grow. Where your thoughts grow, your identity forms. And where your identity forms, your future follows. Every day, you are bombarded by endless digital scrolling, constant comparison, and the loud opinions of complete strangers. This noise does not simply distract you, it reshapes you. It slowly erodes your confidence and pulls you away from your true path. You must treat your attention like a heavily guarded fortress. Cut off the need for external validation and silence the internal doubts. When your mind repeats old negative beliefs, do not let them pass unchallenged. Replace them with deliberate direction. You must learn to create intentional silence, because absolute clarity grows in quiet environments, while confusion grows in chaotic ones. The second discipline is surviving the invisible season. The most difficult stage of growth is not the beginning when your motivation is running high, and it is not the end when your success finally becomes visible. The most difficult stage is the middle. It is that quiet, lonely season where you are working consistently, yet the results remain completely invisible. This is the exact moment where most people lose their faith and abandon their goals. They want quick proof that their effort is working. But you must understand that real transformation always happens beneath the surface. Just as the roots of a massive oak tree must grow deep underground long before the tree rises above the soil. Your unbreakable identity is developing quietly long before any external results appear. Do not wait for the world to applaud you. Trust your path long enough to walk it without an audience. Measure your progress not by immediate rewards, but by the undeniable quality of your daily decisions. The third discipline is the principle of one more. Your true responsibility is tested in moments of extreme resistance. There will be days when you feel exhausted, when your brain screams at you to stop, offering excuses that sound perfectly reasonable. It will tell you that you have done enough, that you deserve a comfortable break. Do not listen. The moment you surrender to that voice, you train your mind to retreat when things get difficult. Instead, when your mind urges you to quit, demand just one more step. Demand one more minute of absolute focus. Demand one more repetition of effort. Demand one more mile on the road. These small acts of defiance have a profound psychological impact. They teach your nervous system that discomfort is never a signal to quit. Discomfort is the exact training ground where greatness is built. Move directly toward the difficulty and use it to shape the ultimate version of yourself. You have survived the invisible season and you have pushed through the ultimate resistance. Now you must awaken the impenetrable fortress within you, the inner citadel of your mind where your true power resides. Look back at the crushing weight that was supposed to destroy you. It did not break you. It did not shatter you into 1,000 pieces. Instead, it successfully forged a monster of absolute discipline. You are no longer the fragile victim waiting for the universe to hand out favors. You are the architect of your own reality. From this exact second forward, you must demand 100% responsibility for your entire life. You can no longer blame the economy, your past, or the people who betrayed you. Blame is the language of the defeated. Ownership is the language of the conqueror. If your life is shattered, it is your absolute responsibility to rebuild it stone by stone. You must align your internal identity with your external presence. The way you show up in the world sends a powerful message long before you ever open your mouth to speak. If you walk into a room with your shoulders slumped, your steps rushed, and your eyes looking at the floor. You are begging the world for permission to exist. You are signaling weakness, and the world will always treat you like prey. That weak posture ends today. You must fix your posture, open your chest, and lift your head. You must walk like a king even when absolutely no one is watching you. Movement communicates identity, and your movements must be calm, deliberate, and entirely controlled. Do not rush nervously through your days trying to escape attention. Claim the space you occupy. When you stand tall and breathe with intention, you send a psychological signal directly to your nervous system that you are the one in charge. You are the sovereign ruler of your own mind. The world is going to throw chaos at you. It is going to throw rejection, failure, and unimaginable pressure at you. Let it come. Let the storms rage outside the walls of your mind. They cannot breach your inner citadel unless you willingly hand over the keys. Remember that your mind is your territory, and you alone decide what is allowed to grow inside it. Protect your attention with your life. Guard your thoughts against the invasion of doubt. Do not seek validation from people who do not have the courage to walk your path. Become the absolute standard that everyone else is desperately chasing. You are no longer running away from the struggle. You are stepping directly into the center of the flames. You are taking ownership of your destiny without a single excuse and without a single regret. Silence the noise around you. Command your mind with iron discipline and plunge headfirst into the adversity because you have finally become the unbreakable weapon. You have built the fortress, but do not be foolish enough to believe that the war is over. The moment you step into the arena with your new standards, the world will test the foundation of your identity. You are going to fall. You are going to experience massive, humiliating failures. Most people interpret failure as a permanent definition of who they are. They fall down once and use that experience as absolute proof that they are not capable, that their vision was unrealistic, and that they should surrender and retreat to their comfortable, mediocre lives. You must completely destroy that weak narrative. Failure is not the opposite of progress. Failure is the exact mechanism through which progress happens. The only difference between the individual who ultimately succeeds and the individual who remains forgotten is their immediate response to falling down. When you face a catastrophic setback, you must not exaggerate the damage. You must not allow unnecessary guilt or shame to invade your mind, because those emotions do not help you move forward. You must extract the lesson. Stand back up with more awareness than you had before, and return to action as quickly as humanly possible. Movement restores momentum. Every single time you rise after a devastating failure, you are physically wiring your brain to understand that you are capable of recovery. You are teaching your nervous system that setbacks cannot permanently stop you. But to maintain this relentless forward motion, you must master the discipline of self-belief during the quiet, isolated seasons of your life. There will be long stretches of time when absolutely no one sees the vision you see. No one will understand the direction you are moving toward, and absolutely no one will applaud the massive effort you are putting in every single day. The weak depend entirely on external support. They wait for the world to validate them before they decide to believe in themselves. That is exactly like waiting for the harvest before you bother to plant the seed. It is backwards, and it is foolish. True belief must come entirely from within your own mind. It is not a temporary emotion that magically appears when things are going well. It is an ironclad discipline that you must brutally practice every single day, especially when the results remain completely invisible. When the people around you overlook your effort, dismiss your ideas, and question your ability, you must not interpret their ignorance as proof that your path is wrong. Your worth is not defined by the recognition of the crowd. Your worth is defined by your absolute commitment to the person you are becoming. Every time you complete a difficult task, every time you handle a brutal conversation with courage, and every time you take one more step toward your goal when you feel exhausted, You are gathering undeniable evidence that you are a person of action. You become the creator of your own momentum. You must trust your path long enough to walk it without an audience. Because the future belongs exclusively to those who believe in their ultimate potential long before the rest of the world even notices they exist. You must understand that true belief in yourself is not a magical feeling that suddenly appears when circumstances are favorable. It is a solid structure that you must build brick by brick using undeniable evidence. Confidence grows only when your mind begins to trust your own actions. Every single day you wake up, you have an opportunity to collect small pieces of proof that you are moving forward. A single completed task when you felt completely exhausted. A difficult conversation handled with absolute courage. Or one more step taken toward your ultimate goal becomes permanent evidence that you are someone who acts. These small victories might seem completely insignificant to the outside world in the present moment, but they accumulate massively inside your mind. Over time, your brain begins to recognize a new pattern. You are no longer someone who merely talks about change. You are someone who relentlessly follows through. To forge this unbreakable belief, you must clearly define exactly why your future matters. Most people pursue their goals without ever understanding their deeper reasons. And the moment they encounter extreme friction, they quickly lose their direction because their purpose was never fully defined. You must reflect on the exact reasons you must succeed. You are not doing this to impress anybody else, and you are not doing this to compete with strangers. You are doing this to honor the life you want to build, to achieve absolute freedom, and to become the strongest version of yourself. When your purpose becomes crystal clear, doubt instantly loses its power over your mind. You must also use visualization not as a childish fantasy, but as a brutal daily rehearsal. Spend time imagining the exact person you are becoming. Picture the way you stand, the way you speak, and the way you approach 1,000-pound obstacles with calm and calculated focus. Your brain responds powerfully to these repeated images, treating that new identity as something completely real and attainable. However, your greatest battle will always come from your own internal dialogue. The human mind naturally tends to repeat familiar thoughts, especially those connected to past failures. When your mind whispers that you are not ready, or that you might fail again, you must respond with deliberate leadership. Do not allow those weak thoughts to pass unchallenged. When your mind tells you that a task is impossible, remind yourself that every great achievement begins as something entirely unfamiliar. When your mind tells you that you are not prepared, remind yourself that preparation grows exclusively through action, not through waiting. As you build this internal fortress, your external presence will naturally begin to transform. The way you show up in the world sends a powerful message long before you open your mouth to speak. If you walk into a room with hesitation, lowered shoulders, and quiet energy, the world will treat you like prey. But when you stand tall, open your chest, and move with deliberate control, you signal absolute readiness. Showing up with the energy of the best is not arrogance. It is perfect alignment with the future you are commanding into existence. You have built the foundation of your internal belief, and you have aligned your physical presence with your ultimate goals. But building the strongest version of yourself does not only require adding new habits, it absolutely requires removing everything that quietly weakens your confidence. Most people focus entirely on addition. They read more books, they attempt new routines, and they set massive goals. But they completely ignore the destructive forces in their lives that are slowly draining their energy and damaging their newly forged identity. Growth is not solely about what you add to your life. It is equally about what you brutally remove from it. If you continue to hold on to the habits, the environments, and the relationships that pull you downward, your progress will always remain limited. Confidence is extremely sensitive to what you tolerate. Every thought you repeat, every habit you practice, and every person you surround yourself with sends a psychological signal to your mind about who you truly believe you are. If you repeatedly tolerate environments that make you feel small, your identity slowly adapts to that weak message. The first area you must ruthlessly evaluate is the people around you. Human beings are deeply influenced by their social environment, the attitudes, the beliefs, and the emotional patterns of the people you spend time with gradually shape the way you view the world. Some individuals encourage your growth, challenge your thinking, and celebrate your relentless progress. Others unintentionally drain your energy by focusing on negativity, endless doubt, and constant complaints. When you begin improving your life, certain relationships will naturally become uncomfortable. Some people prefer the version of you that was less ambitious because it allows them to remain comfortable with their own mediocre choices. You must become entirely intentional about the level of influence each person holds over your thinking. Protecting your mindset is not selfish. It is absolute survival. The next area you must attack is your habits. Repeatedly delaying important work teaches your mind that you cannot rely on your own discipline. Breaking promises to yourself destroys your self-respect. Constantly filling your time with cheap distractions trains your brain to avoid responsibility. To change this pattern, you must perform an honest evaluation of your daily routines. Identify the specific behaviors that reinforce procrastination and be willing to remove them completely rather than negotiating small, weak compromises. Every single time you allow something that weakens you to remain in your life, you send a clear message to your nervous system that your goals are negotiable. When you eliminate those toxic influences, you send a different message. You remind yourself that the person you are becoming deserves an environment that demands greatness. This process of subtraction is rarely comfortable. Old habits will resist change. Familiar environments will try to pull you back, and excuses will magically appear when discipline feels inconvenient. But your courage and your strength multiply every time you consistently choose the difficult path over the easy one. By removing what erodes your strength, you create the exact conditions necessary for unstoppable growth. You must stop negotiating with your weaknesses. You cannot control every external circumstance, but you possess absolute control over what you choose to tolerate in your immediate presence. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Filter your environment with extreme prejudice. Once you clear away the debris, your energy will stabilize, your decisions will align with your ultimate values, and your confidence will truly become an unbreakable weapon. You have cleared the debris. You have guarded the gates of your mind. And you have eliminated the habits and the people that were quietly destroying your potential. But you must understand that this is not the end of the journey. This is simply the preparation for the ultimate test. The world is not going to suddenly become easy just because you have made the decision to become strong. The storms will still come. The 1,000-pound weights will still fall on your shoulders. People will still doubt you, betray you, and misunderstand your vision, and circumstances will still try to break your spirit. But you are no longer the same person who used to shatter under that pressure. You have transformed the very nature of your existence. You do not just survive the fire anymore. You require the fire. Every time a new obstacle appears in your path, you must not view it as a tragedy or a stroke of bad luck. You must view it as the exact fuel you need to prove your new identity. When the universe challenges you, it is simply asking you if you are truly committed to the high standards you have set for yourself. You must answer that question not with empty words, but with relentless, undeniable action. There will be days when the results of your hard work remain completely invisible to the outside world. There will be moments when your physical body feels entirely exhausted, and your brain begs you to retreat to the comfort of your old, weak routines. That is precisely the moment when you must demand more from yourself. The people who truly transform their lives are the ones who continue to act with extreme discipline when their emotions scream at them to stop. You must completely separate your actions from your temporary feelings. Motivation is a fragile, unreliable emotion that disappears. the second things get difficult. True identity is an iron fortress that stands firm regardless of how you feel in the moment. You are building an identity that cannot be shaken by external chaos. Do not wait for the perfect conditions to execute your plan, because the perfect conditions absolutely do not exist. There is only this exact present moment, and the absolute responsibility you have to dominate it. When you fail, and you absolutely will fail, you must not see it as a permanent definition of your worth. You must see it as a mandatory training lesson. You extract the data, you leave the useless guilt and shame behind, and you return to the battlefield faster than anyone expects. You must become a relentless force of forward motion. Stand up straight, breathe with intention, command the physical space you occupy. Walk directly into the resistance, knowing that it is forging you into something completely indestructible. Do not shrink yourself to make other people comfortable. You are no longer asking the world for permission to be great. You are taking absolute ownership of your destiny. Embrace the struggle completely. Let it burn away every remaining ounce of weakness inside of you. Step into the arena with the absolute certainty that no matter what the world throws at you, you will never surrender. You will never complain, and you will never stop growing. Act as if you are the absolute best, because you have finally forged yourself into a weapon that the world simply cannot break. The fire has done its work, and you are no longer the person you used to be. But you must remember that the forging process never truly stops. Every single day presents a new battle and a new choice between slipping back into the comfort of weakness or standing firm as the unbreakable weapon you have chosen to become. If this message awakened the relentless warrior inside you, do not simply listen and walk away back into the noise. Leave a comment below declaring your absolute commitment to this new standard. Hit the like button to cement this iron mindset into your daily reality, and subscribe to this channel to continue building your impenetrable inner citadel with us every single week. Stay relentless, stay unbreakable, and take absolute ownership of your destiny. See you next video.